Hello everyone, I am Erika of the storytellingjeweler.com and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika. I hope you are already enjoying your drink or an ice cream, and most importantly, I hope that you can see me. I hope that you can hear me. Hello honey and hello everyone. Can you please tell me if you can hear me and if you can see me? Hello, Maria, Alicia, good morning, Zuzi, Kiki, Sarah, Kata. Welcome, ladies. I am really happy that you could join me today. Petra, Sharon, Teresa. So I guess that the technical side is all right. I hope that you would be. You have already been telling me if there would be a problem. Liv, Sherry, Angelica, Annalene, Beverly, and great. Niti says it's loud and clear. Also, Honey and Susie confirmed it. So, shall we begin? So, coffee time with Erika. And I actually have a very special cup of coffee today because earlier this week, yesterday or Friday, whatever, I got a couple of days ago a very nice package. And the package came from Slovakia and from someone who is here with us. So I think you could already guess that the package came from our Zuzi, a belated birthday present, and among else, it contained also a bag of coffee beans from Burundi, and I am enjoying an espresso from Zuzi's and her family's gift. So thank you so much, Zuzi. This is for you. Cheers. Saturday. You are right. You are right. It was Saturday. So, thank you again, and thank you everyone for being here and watching and liking and sharing and whatever. And first, I would like to tell you that what is going to happen today, because there is a lot waiting for us. First of all, I would like to tell you about a new article which I have just published today on the blog. Then I would like to mention our contest, of course. And then the main part, and I think the most important part, that I would be really happy to share some tips with you that how to maybe improve your photography. We got already several submissions for our contest, and they are great, and I'm so excited. But I saw actually some of you commenting that one of the biggest challenges is to take a nice picture. So that's why I thought that it might be helpful if I shared with you that how do I take my pictures. And also if you have any questions regarding taking pictures about beaded jewelry, because it's a pretty specific thing to do, then you will be able to ask your questions, and I will do my best to answer everything. Then I will also show you actually that what are we going to bead on Friday, because it's already prepared for you. And yeah, some of your jewelry even. So first of all, oh yes, Tanya. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah. But first of all, I would like to show you a sneak peek of the new article on the blog. So it is the second collection of some of your beautiful, beautiful jewelry made during the month of May when we were working together on our traveler projects, and we were experimenting, learning and experimenting with bead embroidery. So after the broadcast, if you still have some time to relax, then just visit thestorytellingjeweler.com, click on the blog, and you will find there the newest collection of the jewels I received from you. And there are 3 which I would really like to show you now. And I would like to start with this coin from Slovakia, from my birth country. And it was made by a fellow beader, Adriana. And when she sent me her photo and she sent me the story, then she was mentioning the time when we were switching from the Slovak crowns, the Slovak koruna, to euros after we joined the European Union. And she was mentioning how happy we all were when we finally could use euros just as the bigger part of Europe. But at the same time, it's also like a funny feeling because, yeah, then there is something very specific lost. But I think it's like part of history, and keeping an old coin like this, then yeah, it's nice to remind us of what we've had, but it's nice to look into the future, and it's a great symbol of connection between different countries, I think. And I see that Annalene also likes it. And in the meanwhile, Sharon joined us. Good morning, Sharon. Emanuela from Italy. Betty Cox is with us. Welcome, dear friends. And Marianske also likes the idea. And also the technical solution, how Adriana made the edge of the coin like a big star. I think that's also very nice with the picos. Then the second piece, which I would like to show you, it's from Zuzi, from our Zuzi. And this is featuring a coin, a US dollar. And I forgot the name of the lady, of the Native American lady, because it's such a, for me, the pronunciation, the word is so unusual. I'm so sorry about that. But the Native American lady featured on this coin, she was the first Native American who got, yes, Zuzi is writing it, and I am even afraid to try pronouncing it because, unfortunately, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. But yeah. And this is the first American dollar coin featuring a Native American person. And I learned about the story from Anita, from Seed Beats and More, how Sacagawea, she was assisting and guiding an expedition through the United States, carrying her 2-month-old baby. And Zuzi collected this coin during a trip 10 years ago to the United States. And now, 10 years later, she has a beautiful little family together with the guy she was traveling with, and carrying a baby became a very important part of their life. And I think this is beautiful, Zuzi. And I know that you actually decided to use colors of beads. In which colors you have carrying the the baby wraps. So it is a beautiful, beautiful representation also of your family. And then the rest, so thank you so much for sharing it with us. And the third jewel I would like to show you today is made by Annalene, and I actually chose this for also the cover image, the featured image for the article. And this is a coin from Brazil. And Annalene was studying and living in Brazil some time ago. And this pendant and the coin she used, and even the metal component at the bottom, everything is taking her back to the memories from Brazil. And she used the colors of the Brazilian flag, for example. And the parrot, it is a symbolic bird of the area. And it's actually in this beautiful green color, which she also used between the parrot and the motif itself. And I think it's beautiful, and it's such a nice way to bring back those memories. So thank you so much for sharing it with us, Annalene. And ladies, if you would like to see more jewels like this and read more stories like this, then visit the blog, and there the last article is the collection. The last two articles are actually the collections of travelers. And I am still waiting for your submissions. If you would like to be featured on the blog, then you can still just send me an email with your traveler and with your story, and I am really looking forward to reading it. And Anya says in the meanwhile that, hello Anya, it's beautiful. Maybe I should start with some of my German fannings. Some are from my grandparents. Then I have a beautiful jewelry with great memories from my grandparents. And that's such a good idea, Anya. And in the meanwhile, also Deb and Joanna joined us, and Katie. Welcome, ladies. So, and by the way, talking about travelers today, since it is the last day of the month, and we have an ongoing little tradition in the Storytelling Beading Club that on the last month, it is Beader Appreciation Day. And it's not a competition, but it is saying thank you to one specific beader from the group. And today, I would like to say thank you to someone. I will not say the name yet. I will present it in the group, but today I will say thank you to someone who traveled symbolically the furthest distance, even during isolation. So, about our contest. So, as many of you know, finally we are organizing the first storytelling beading contest. I will put the link for the rules into a comment, so those of us who are not familiar with the rules yet or haven't heard of it yet, they can also get familiar. And I would like to invite you to challenge yourself and to show us what you have learned during the past months and years. And you can enter in 3 different categories, and you can win very, very nice prizes, including prizes from our main sponsor, Matubo, who created gem duos and ginkgo beads and super duos for us. And all the entries, they will be judged by a very professional jury consisting of Kathy Dean, Helena Tanglim, Anna Lindell, Cora Sparidans, and Susan Sassoon. And every one of the entries, they will be judged based on a point system. And there will be different aspects of giving points to a jewel. And one of the aspects will be indeed like presentation and photography. So that's why I thought that it will be maybe nice to talk about it, that how is it possible to take better pictures about beaded jewelry, because it is not an easy thing to do with all the small details and all the colors. It is really not easy, and in the past I was struggling with it a lot. It was not such an easy easy process to learn everything. So I have prepared several things which I would like to talk about, but in the meanwhile, please keep those questions coming. So if you have a specific question about taking pictures about beaded jewelry, then please post them in a comment and I will do my best to answer them. Disclaimer, I am not a professional photographer. I am learning to take pictures by reading about the different possibilities a lot, and by experimenting and failing and trying again. And during the past years, I have developed a process which works for me very well. And I would like to share it with you now. So, my first advice when taking pictures about beaded jewelry is that if it is possible, then please use a camera instead of your phone. Phones have really nice lens these days, and they work very well, for example, for nature photos or for portraits. But when you are taking pictures of something that small and you want the details to be visible, then the lens needs to focus really well. And unless you have a really top-notch phone, then it is better to try with your camera. And instead of going with for a fully automatic setting, then try to go for the macro setting and try to adjust, find the option to adjust that where is your camera focusing. So when you have a jewel, then select one point which should be in focus, and that's where you want the cursor to be moved. So that's my first tip. And my second one is that invest in a tripod or make one from material which is available in your home. Sometimes it's possible to fabricate a tripod from even Lego, for example. You can get very creative. But also this goes for mobile phones also. I don't say that it's not possible to take nice pictures with a phone. It's just, for me, it worked better to switch to my camera, even when I had like not such a good camera. And why is it important to use a tripod or a little stand, or to like just even put down your camera instead of, or phone, and instead of holding it in your hand and pushing the button? Well, every time when you push the button, then even unwillingly you shake the phone or you shake the camera a little bit. So my advice is to put it down somewhere and find the option to delay taking the picture by a couple of seconds. I usually delay it by 2 seconds. So I push the button, then I don't touch the camera, and then it's taking the picture actually without any shaking. And it really makes a huge difference. Sarah is asking, what is a tripod? It is maybe stative. I will show you mine. So this is a tripod. This is what I am using. This is like a more advanced one after my old one broke. So with this one, I can adjust it really nicely and go directly above a jewel. So this is a tripod. And yeah, after that, it is photography. Even the name photography, it suggests that it's all about the lights. So if you don't have good lights, then it's very hard to take good pictures of your jewelry, especially if you are working without a tripod. Actually, I was pretty fine without a tripod and without any kinds of extra lights before I moved to the Netherlands. So I blame the Dutch weather, actually, for having to learn all this stuff. Before that, what I would do is that I would just go out on the in the courtyard or on my balcony when the sun was shining. And then I would stand with my body between the light source, the sun, and between my jewel. So I was casting a shadow over the jewel, and then it was a nice even light all over the jewel, and not one strong light source. But yeah, since I moved to the Netherlands, then I just can't rely on the sun shining. So that's when I bought those lights in the back. And of course, it's not necessarily to have big, very special, expensive lights. What is important? That it is better to have one kind of light instead of like collecting all the lamps from your apartment and directing everything at your jewel. The reason is that if you want to adjust something afterward, what we call post-processing, that for example, if you work with a Photoshop or other kind of program, then the programs don't work that well if there are different kinds of lights. That for example, one light bulb is whiter, the other one is more yellow. So the programs, they work the best if you have the same type of light. And it is possible to buy white light bulbs which don't give like a warm shadow, a yellow shadow. So, and you can just switch it in your normal tabletop lamp. So that's the best option without like expensive equipment. So, sorry, in the meanwhile, I would like to scroll through the comments to see if you have any questions. Yeah, Petra says she doesn't have a camera. No worries. Like, it is really possible to like use a phone. If you have an option to use a camera, then it is usually better. But with the phone, it's also very possible. And yeah, no question. Yeah, Cora says no sun over here. She also lives in the Netherlands, so yeah, she knows. And Cheryl says, for those of us in the UK, we have had our 1 day of sunshine. Yeah, we had about like 1 week. After all, we are a little bit more to the south. We had like 1 week here in the Netherlands, and now it's gone. And Niti says, I got the advice from my boyfriend that in case you use Photoshop, you have to check the color setting of your monitor in order to be able to adjust your picture to the actual jewel as close in the color as possible. Thank you so much for the idea, Niti. And Annalene is asking that what is the name of the lamps I use. Annalene, I actually have 2 articles about taking pictures on the blog. I will post the links later, and in one of them I have a link to the specific type of the lamps I use. So I will post it after the broadcast. And one more advice, that less is more. When I started to take pictures about my jewelry some 15 years ago, then I tried to make like a beautiful arrangement in the style of every jewel. So when I would make something in earthy tones, then I would collect stones and flowers and whatever. But instead of keeping the jewel in focus, I was doing the opposite, that the picture became too busy, and when you were looking at it, then you didn't know that what should you look at, and all the other colors and textures, everything just took away something from the effect. So what works for me the best at the moment, but it is just, yeah, it's my subjective opinion, and for you it might be different, of course, but for me it works the best if I use a simple white background and light colored like necklace stands or bracelet holders. So then all the attention gets to the jewel. Also, it gives, like, if you go for a black background, then it gives a very luxurious effect. But then you really need good lighting, because the black fabric, for example, it absorbs actually a lot of the light. So that's why it's trickier to take pictures if you use a black background. And yeah, less in the talking about less is more, what I aim for, that I try to take as few pictures of a specific jewel as possible, because I found that when I was like, oh my god, I'm going to try like 20 different settings and 20 different backgrounds, then I got very tired by just even looking through all the pictures. And of course, it's like part of the process at the beginning to experiment and try and to find what works the best for you. But when you know that something is working, then it's nice to like really develop a process, because then it is a lot faster to take a picture. Sometimes I take only one picture and then directly it can go online. So it saves me time, and then I can bead more, and isn't it great? And also I try to create as a good picture in my camera as possible, so then I don't spend much time with post-processing. I just have 1 or 2 little features to make it maybe a little bit lighter, but I don't spend much time with post-processing. So those were my little tips for taking pictures, and I will look through the comments now to see if you have also some ideas for the others, or if you have questions. And Kata says, good advices. I should blow the dust off my camera. I'm very happy if I could be of a little help. And yeah, I think it's definitely worth to try it. Annalene is asking if I am using plexiglass. Yes, indeed. I use a white piece of plexiglass, and it works very well for me. Just a second and I can show you. Oh. Don't be surprised. Of course, I have yoga pants. So this is the plexiglass I am using, and then I have this white vintage bracelet stand, which I use for most of my jewels, actually, not only for bracelets, but also for earrings, because this part is just enough for a pair of smaller earrings. So, yeah, and Corinna is with us. Great. And Kitty, welcome, ladies. So at the moment, I don't see more questions, but if something will come up, then please feel free to post it in the storytelling beading group, and then I will do my best to answer it. And the reason why I ask you to ask your questions in the group is because then others can also see and we can learn from each other, and I think that's great. Cora is asking, my husband made a studio, but it reflects like crazy. How do you prevent? Do you mean the plexiglass that, do you use plexiglass that it is reflecting in the plexiglass? That's actually one tricky thing that that sometimes the lamps, even the lamps or me, reflecting in the plexiglass. So then I am trying to like find an angle which works well, and also using more light sources, more than one. It helps because then the shadows and the mirroring, they are reduced by the light. So yeah, what I tried, Cora, and I want to say that it didn't work for me, so don't go that way, is that I bought a lamp which is actually circular, because they promised me that if I put that on top of my plexiglass, then there will be enough space, so it will not cast reflections. It's not true. So I just ended up using those lamps, and yeah, reflections are of a bit of a problem. I have to play with it. Yeah, so I don't see more questions at the moment. Yes, Sarah says that she has a photo tent with lamps, but she uses her iPhone to uses her phone to take pictures. Yeah, there is no bad way. Just like you have to find that what works for you, and like this is the result of collecting stuff for improving my photography for like 6 years. So it's not like yeah, it's so that the problem is solvable and then it's gone. It's a process. So, oh yeah, and Kerstin has a really good idea. Hello, Kerstin. She says, late, I will absolutely watch the advices later. I avoid using flash. Daylight is my friend. In the winter, it's hard though. So dark. That's a very good advice indeed. I don't use my flash at all. Like never, never, never. Because one thing, that the colors just will be different than with natural light or with like real white light. And the other thing, that the flash, it creates very sharp, very hard lights. So you will not, it looks different, and the whole picture looks very harsh if you are using flash. And Corinne, she says she likes Galaxy S20 Plus with amazing camera. Thank you so much for the specific type. That's so good to know. And Kata says, I am looking for a nice basis what I can use for all my pieces. Earring, bracelet, pendant. Yeah, for me, this is like, I picked it up last year in Bergamo when we were there together, and this is what works for me the best. Also, I have a bigger necklace stand from the same collection. So, just to share my best practice. And yeah, Kerstin says the colors get very flat and hard shadows. Yes, indeed. And Kimberly says, in winter I use daylight bulbs in all lighting when I do the photos. Exactly, the daylight, the white light, which doesn't affect the color of your beadwork, that's the best you can do. So, that was it about pictures. I would like to mention one more time the articles on the blog. I will post a link afterward. This is what you will need to look for: how to take better pictures about jewelry. And I hope you are excited about Friday's project, because I would like to show it to you. Oh, Kerstin has another great idea, so I have to show it still. She says, sometimes I hang earrings on a fire to create an illusion cord. That's great, Kerstin. And hello, Helena. So I hope you are excited about Friday's project. It is something to match the Tushinsky pendant. Tushinsky, sorry. The Hachaturian pendant we were working on last week. And Sunday, I had a special guest here on my balcony. The sun was still shining, and we were beading together all day, actually, and eating pancakes and eating caramel toffee pudding, which might be a clue that who was here, since she just posted the recipe in the club. So I spent a wonderful day with Niti, and while we were chatting, I was working on a bracelet which kind of matches the Hachaturian pendant. So this is how it looks like. What I used, one of the motifs incorporated into the pendant, but then I decorated it further with some rhinestones. And I hope you like it. If you would like to bead it with me, which I hope that you do, then you will need your usual number 12 or 4LB fireline with a thin beading needle. And for an average size bracelet, you will need 16 pieces of 6mm round pearl, 32 pieces of 4mm round pearls, Miyuki Delica 11s, seed beads 15, and 16 pieces of Miyuki quarter tile beads. And in the middle, I have added some Suwon rhinestones, with rhinestones from Preciosa, which you might know from my webpage. But if you don't have those, then you can add anything. Like, it is not a bead which will then determine how do other beads... okay, it's not a bead holding like big other decorations, but it's the decoration on its own at the top of the motifs. So anything around like 3-4 millimeters will fit. The only thing that you will maybe have to adjust the number of the seed beads holding that little focal in the middle of the motif. But that's an easy thing to do. So I hope you like it, and I hope that you are going to join me on Friday, so no one has to bead alone. I am already looking forward to it. And again, the motifs They can be used for a simple bracelet like this, but you can actually also join several rows to each other to create a statement bracelet, or you can even create a long pair of earrings, I think. I would love to see that. So there are lots and lots of possibilities, and I am already looking forward to see how you develop this further. I would like to mention that Tuesday is the last day to take advantage of the 20% discount we have on fire polished beads. We added lots and lots of beautiful colors, including stardust turquoise and matte opal turquoise. So yeah, still waiting for you today. All you need to do is visit the storytellingjeweler.com, and there is no need for a coupon code to apply the discount. Alex is asking what can she use instead of a Tyla bead. It is actually a quarter Tyla, and since it has a very specific shape and size, then I can't give you a precise substitute. You can try experimenting with another 2-hole bead, but that's something what you will need to do, the experimenting part. So yeah, for the top, Kerstin says a Rosemonte SS20 will work, I think. Yeah, a Rosemonte, but even a rondelle, a fire polished bead, even a bicone bead from Swarovski will create a bit of bling on top of the motifs. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please take a moment to like this or give a heart if you liked this broadcast, to invite your friends to bead with us on Friday, or to share this broadcast if you like. So thank you so much for being here today, and I wish you a very nice rest of the day. Have a beautiful afternoon. Goodbye.